Hey everybody. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the updated field trip request process. As you recall, last year all we did was take permission click, put it on a form. Over the course of the year, we received feedback from teachers and from office staff, and we took that feedback and we've made some changes. So we're going to walk through the process from start to finish, kind of highlight the changes as we go along the way. So if you did a field trip last year, this page looks similar. And these first two questions are the same. Your site, remember, if you're at a high school, you do need to select a dean. Your first change here is teacher in charge. Before this just said teacher or group, but let's say you're a group of third grade teachers. We want to have that sort of point person that we could contact if we have any questions. So we're asking you to give us a teacher in charge. And then there's the group question again. Departure date and time, none of that has changed. No changes here. Your second change is the address. Remember that if your field trip is over 50 miles, it does need board approval. So we are asking you to put the address of your destination. That way, if we have any questions, we could go ahead and see the exact distance from your site to your destination. The types of trips haven't changed either. So we have the less than 50 educational, recreational, and athletic. We have extended same day, more than 50 miles, but you're coming back. Remember, those will require board approval. And then your two overnights. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the educational and the overnight because there are some changes on the overnight. So let's go educational. None of this has changed. You're still selecting your grades, the students, the volunteers. If you click this link, it does take you to the district folder of volunteers. You would find your site, click it on, and you would see your list of cleared volunteers. Remember, the district are the ones that are clearing people. If they are not on this list, they are not cleared. Do not put their names down in hopes that they will be cleared. Make sure they are cleared. And then this is actually where we start the path. The most common feedback we received was, hey, if I'm walking, why am I answering questions about school buses? Or vice versa, if I'm taking a bus, why am I talking about shuttle services? So this is where we're going to kind of put you on a path and then bring you back to that final page. So let's start with other. So these are the other types of transportation that don't require a TF number. So we have walking, the shuttle, these here. And we'll talk more about this last one with the flight. But remember, parents can only drive their own child. There is no carpooling allowed. So let's take a look at another one, and that's the school bus. So you kind of saw on the drop down, the TF number is the other big change. You are now required to contact transportation, pencil in, secure a date for your field trip, and then you need to contact your office manager or whoever the designee is for putting in the TF number request through Escape to give you that number, and then you will enter here. I'm going to just emphasize this. If you do not have a TF number, don't bother starting the process. It will get canceled. You need to secure that date through transportation. Your office manager or designee needs to give you that TF number. Once you have that, put it in and proceed. The last one we want to look at is flight. So if you are taking a flight and you do know some of this information, we are asking you to fill it in. If you don't know it at the time, you'll be asked at a later time to put in all of this information. Here's the other thing. We just talked about carpooling. There is no carpooling from the site to the airport or from somebody's house. They can only drive their own child. So you're going to click that you understand. You're going to describe the transportation. And then we'll talk about this more. I'll mention it again when we talk about overnight. But remember, if this is over 50 miles, it is not complete until the board has approved it. So you're going to get the email that it's been approved from form approvals, and you're going to get the permission slips because those are all automatically generated. but it's not complete until it's been board approved. So if you are taking a flight or if you are going more than 50 miles overnight, you're going to have to wait for a second email from the district office saying it has been board approved. So just keep that in mind. That is also new. Um, so those are our types of transportations. I'm going to go back to the overnight because this is the other change. So if we are now overnight, we are asking for a breakdown of females, male students, and same with volunteers. So if I'm going on a field trip, I have 10 female students. I need to make sure I have at least one or two female chaperone volunteers so that they can go exactly where they're going. So for the overnight trips, we are asking for that breakdown of the female and male. And then once again, it's not board approved until it's, or I'm sorry, your trip is not complete until it is board approved. So let's kind of go back. So remember, no matter which way you take, in the end, you're going to end up on this last page. Oh, I don't have a TF number. Here we go. So the general information page, everything is the same here. Nothing's changed. You do have one final question, and it is this question. It says, if there's any changes requested of you, you have to use the form and it restarts the entire process. So let's say it gets all the way to Kina. Kina notices something is missing. It's going to kick an email to you. Don't email Kina. Don't email Karen. You have to reopen the form and make the changes on the form. And once you do that, it does start the entire process over again. So you hit submit. What happens next? You get an email with a breakdown of everything you just did. And at the top, you have your request number. You have the option to track it, cancel it, or edit. Remember, if you edit, it does restart the process. If you click track, it'll take you here. You can see exactly where it is, where it's at in the process, and who you're waiting on. Once it's finally complete, you get an email from form approvals and then a second one from the approvals account with your permission slips. So you can see here you have links to your student and volunteer digital. Uh, if this is the other thing, we have these sort of pre-filled links that can get lengthy. So if they're not too long, it'll actually generate now a short bit.ly link that's easier to copy and paste or just give to your students on Parent Square. You also have paper permission slips still available to you, and those are once again pre-filled. And one of the changes we made here is that they're now also in English, Spanish, and Chinese for you. And that QR code that when you scan will take you to the permission slips digital. One other change that we made is this field trip missing. If you click that, it gives you a copy of this sheet. Now this gives you the option. This was requested to be able to track like who's turned in their permission slips. So there's 3 steps to this. One is you upload your roster. So I have just a random roster here with some names, and I have somebody that's turned it in. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4. So Candace turned hers in. Good job, Candace. And now if I go to the missing tab, you can see that Candace is gone. She's on the roster, but she's turned it in, so she's missing. So now you're able to track who has turned in their permission slips and who's missing. So let's just put another one in. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4. So Erica, and you'll see that Erica is gone from here. You don't have to use it, but it was requested. It'd be nice to keep track of who's turned it in. Um, if we ever go all digital, we'll actually get this to be able to link to the digital sheet. So as they turn them in, it'll automatically do this for you, and you'll be able to see who's missing. So that's your permission slips. That's a new process. You can also look up your digital permission slips by clicking this link. It's going to open up Looker Studio for us, and you would just type in your field trip. Here it's going to show you when they submitted, the ID number, the name, the teacher. If there's any sort of medical condition, we are still emailing the nurses. There were some changes to the permission slips and notifications to the nurses that we've streamlined. So we know that there were some issues with sometimes parents checking yes and then not putting anything for the reasons. We've cleared that up, but you as the teacher, you could see if there is any sort of condition, it'll be highlighted for you. Same with the brunch and lunch. So then you have your parent name, contact, and email. So that's there for you. And the final change we have for you is this printing a report. This was another request. So now that I have this option, I could put in my request number and I could click on generate PDF or generate a sheet. Generate a PDF, it's just going to give you a PDF with everybody that's turned in their permission slip. If I click generate sheet, it's going to give me a Google Sheet with everything. That was a request because teachers might want to sort the sheet a certain way. So we're giving you that option as well. Keep in mind, this dashboard is a website. So if you're out and about, you could actually just have this pulled up. There's no more. I know that with the old dashboard, it was a Google Sheet and multiple people were on and they kind of walked over each other. Here, it doesn't matter. Everything's just on here. As many people could be on as they want to. One final thing that I actually forgot to mention, if you are that group of third grade teachers, you want to just see your students. If you put in your name here, your last name, it will go ahead and just pull up your students. And actually, the one final thing, sorry, this does have a second page if necessary. It holds 100 people on this first page, but if your field trip, you're taking like the big Catalina trip, that's going to be everybody, you might have to click the next tab or this arrow to get to the next set of students, or just type in your name and it'll narrow everything down. Okay, that's it, everybody. Lots of changes. I'm optimistic this is going to be more useful for you. We're always open for feedback. So if you see something that could be changed or improved upon, let me know and we'll look at it. But thank you for taking the time and have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching.